What's up, guys? Welcome to my first episode of Whiskey and Weights, where I will be reviewing a whiskey and talking about fitness concepts, right? So tonight we're going to be talking about progressive overload. All right, so like I said, we're going to be talking about progressive overload. First, I'll tell you what I'm drinking. I am drinking Rabbit Hole. This is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I've had quite a bit of it already. It feels and tastes pretty good. Apparently it won the World Spirits competition, so that's cool. It's bottled by Rabbit Hole in Louisville, Kentucky. So it's not the worst whiskey, but it's not the best. It's not the best straight whiskey I've had. Not much into ryes, so I'll probably just be trying a bunch of straights on here, unless somebody sends me a rye. I'll always take free whiskey. All right, so let's talk about progressive overload. First off, what is progressive overload? So progressive overload is when you gradually increase the weight, frequency, or number of repetitions to challenge your muscle skeleton system, right? And there's a couple different ways to do this, and I'll be throwing these examples up on the screen, but first let's kind of go over it. So there's ways to progressive overload. The main ones that most people talk about is going to be increasing weight, increasing repetitions, increasing sets, or decreasing rest time. I also would like to throw in there increasing time under tension. So I believe that increasing time under tension is also going to be a great way to progressively overload. So with that, a lot of people are going to have the question, how much should you progress each time and how often? Dang, yeah, that's pretty good. It's not the best, but it's good. All right, so the answer is, in reality, you can progress as much as your body can, handle, as much as you think you can handle without breaking yourself, right? But the general rule of thumb is you don't want to progress by more than 10% in weight or reps each week, right? So you don't want to add more than one set each week, and you don't want to increase the reps more than 2 to 4. And then when it comes to weight, you want to kind of just take what you've been doing, add 10% to that, and then make it an even number that you can put on the barbell. Like sometimes you'll come up with like 148.5. That's confusing, right? So just make it fit 150, right? So that's what you would kind of want to use as a rule of thumb to progressively overload, that 10% rule, as far as sets, weights, and reps. We'll talk about examples, right? So example 1 here, as you can see on the screen now, example 1 is going to be weight increase. So that's going to be, if you take a look at that, you know, the first week you're doing 3 sets of 8 at 135. Second week you're doing 3 sets of 8, 135, 135. And that third set you jump up to about 150 pounds. And that third week, so on and so forth. I won't insult your intelligence. I'll let you read that there. And then example number 2, as you can see up on the screen here, that's a set rep increase, right? So 1 week you're doing 2 sets of 12. That second week you're doing 2 sets of 15. That third week, now you're doing 3 sets of 12. So on and so forth. These are just ways to progressively overload. So what are the benefits of progressive overload? Well, the benefits of progressive overload, and it's been scientifically proven, is the fact that it will help stop you from plateauing. If you are at a plateau right now, look at what you've been doing and think about how you can progressively overload the next following few weeks. It will help you break through that plateau. That is pretty much summed up as far as progressive overload. There's really not much more that goes into it, but with a right personal trainer, or with the right person talking to you, or even if you just do the right research yourself, you can design a very well thought out plan that's going to help you progressively overload and keep you from plateauing. So if you have any more questions, go ahead, comment them. And go ahead and subscribe to the rest of my channels and be prepared for more episodes of Whiskey and Waves. Have a good evening.